We watched the first few episodes. Me and my son watched it last night, and we loved it. We had a great time with it. He's 17 too. I didn't like ruin him or anything. Um, so roughly how much Dog the Bounty Hunter did you watch to prep for this?
Oh, I don't think I watched any dog. That would have been a good idea. That never even really crossed my mind. But there were some other kind of like YouTube rabbit holes that I went down around around Bounty Hunter and bail bondsman and stuff like that. I mean, for an actor, YouTube is kind of gold because you really get a chance just the internet in general. If there's something that you want to see around a certain kind of world, it can be really, really helpful. I've often said that, to me, I've never prepared for a role by watching other people act. Like I'd love to watch other people act, but I don't look at that as a way to figure out how my character is going to be. But I'll also often watch real people and real interviews and real documentaries and in all kinds of, just kind of real life situations. And that's very, very helpful.
Considering the nature of what the Bondsman is about, just for fun, who are three characters you've played who you think would most definitely be doing time in hell?
Let's see, the character from Sleepers.
Yes,
Uh,
Sean,
yeah,
right? Is that his name?
I think his name is Noakes, but
Noakes. Yes,
maybe
Sean
it's
Noakes.
Sean. Sean, is that
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is? Yeah,
yeah.
I forgot his first name. I would say, what's the character in Hollow Man?
Sebastian Kane, right?
Sebastian Kane.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that guy. He's a
yeah,
mofo.
he'd be down in hell, invisible, but in hell. And maybe the dude from the River Wild.
Wade, yes, that guy sucks.
Yeah, he sucks.
I agree, dude. Sebastian Shaw, I think, is also
Oh,
a runner.
Sebastian Shaw, right. Two bad Sebastians.
You got some terrible Sebastians on your list, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Between this and Flatliners, I mean, you've got some experience playing resurrected characters. So if you could resurrect one character from your career and play again, who would you pick?
It would be Valentine McKee from Tremors. I just I've always felt like where we left that character after having gone through this extraordinary, and such an ordinary man going through such extraordinary situation. Actually, not unlike the Bondsman in that way.
Yeah.
Um, you know, he, I just would want to see what happened 25, 30 years later to this guy and where he would have ended up.
That's got to be a thing that we can get going. Last question for you. I want to ask. I'm actually a real big fan of the Bacon Brothers, and it's been fun seeing you flex those musical muscles on screen, with Guardians and then now in Bondsman. As a musician, do you ever think about what kind of music a character would listen to, or even sort of make up a playlist to help you get into their headspace?
I don't make it up. I literally make a playlist. I'll go on a platform and just make a playlist. I've been doing that before there were platforms. Taking making mixtapes out of two cassette boxes that would interface with each other too. Yeah, I remember back in about probably in the late '70s, early '80s. I was working with the actor Andrew McCarthy. We weren't actually in the play, but we were in. I was in one act, and then he was in another act, and or there were two one-act plays playing back to back. And I would see him, and he would listen to music on his Walkman, and it was a way to kind of get himself into the headspace. And I started thinking about that. How characters would have music that was important to them. So it's equally as important as trying to figure out where they grew up, what their parents are like. If you like to do this kind of research, I'm not saying that everybody does, but what's their religious background, how many members are in their family, what do they like to eat? These are all things that kind of go into building a character, and the kind of music that they listen to is obviously right up there.